now we're live.
We are live, dude. This is insane. Look at the little eyeballs. You can see who sees us.
Oh, wait, where are these eyeballs that you see?
Well, there's one eyeball. It says live viewers. It's in the top left-hand corner for me.
No, I've got nothing. So, you're the host, so I must be a guest.
It's honestly terrifying that I'm in charge of this. So, this will not end well for anyone. Oh my gosh, we have one. Well, welcome to the Bronco Country post-game show.
Yes, welcome viewers to the viewer. I have no idea how many people are joining us.
Just keep talking, bro.
Is that one just referencing me?
I don't know. Welcome as we go, man.
Well, welcome viewers to the Bronco Country Roundup
live. What are we doing here? This is nuts.
We are live from my office and Chris's
my man cave.
Yes. Oh, hey, it's Josh.
Oh?
No, we do have a viewer. It's Josh.
Oh, hi,
Josh.
Oh, Joshua. Dude, he's like our main guy.
Yeah, he's like our top fan, and we love you, Josh.
Josh, we do.
There we go. I'm doing the heart thing.
What he did.
Yeah. You're the best.
This is pure and uncensored right here.
So here, Chris, did you post the advert?
Not yet. I got all excited when you said you knew who it was. So.
Well, I see in the comment section. I can't see this number count that you are speaking of.
Oh yeah, we're still at 1. But let's just talk to Josh.
Yeah.
Josh is. Oh, shit. We're at 2. Oh.
Careful.
I'm just gonna put a disclaimer out here. This is Bronco Country After Dark, and some swear words might come out, and I apologize.
We will do our utmost to keep it clean. But what's up, Josh? How you doing tonight? How you feeling about the Broncos? Throw it in the comments section.
Yeah, let's talk about it, guys. That was something. I am usually on the sideline. I left the game early because my back is killing me. So that's the only reason I'm really here. I'd usually still be driving home. But
I had a bunch of friends at this game who were like all blowing up my phone, including some spoilers because, live, my friend would text me and then I wouldn't even have seen the play. I'm like, dude, spoilers.
I hate that, man. We got one TV in our house.
Oh, sorry. I'm talking over you.
You're good. We got one TV in our house that is always 10 seconds behind the other one, and it's just the worst.
Absolute worst.
I'm like, just turn that crap off. There, I say crap.
Yeah, there you go. So Josh says that has to be the craziest game this season. He might have had a typo on that. The worst game of the season.
I think we all had the worst game of the season.
The amount of tweets that I went back and I was like, oh, I fat fingered that.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah. So no judgment for typos here, but that was one of the. I wasn't. That's up there with UNLV for how worried I was during that game, because it wasn't. UNLV was a battle of two very competent teams. This was a game of who wants to win it. It's a comedy of errors. Oh my goodness. Two muffed punts, a fumble, an interception, almost 2 more interceptions. So 3 would-be interceptions. Ugh. And
I tweeted this, and some people disagreed, and that's fine, but that was an interception. I'm sorry. I can't believe that got reversed. I know the ball moved this much. Can we all just be honest? That was an interception.
Well, here, hold on to that thought, because Clint chimed in and said, stressed but happy for the win. Boy. It wasn't the prettiest by any means, but it's a win. Happy Tubner's injury isn't long-term. Did we get info on that? He's on crutches.
That is a Clint-only take right there.
Yeah.
Clint, I hope you're right.
Well, I saw on TV. I'm not going to speculate on it.
No, if you have a fact, you can tell us.
Well, this is my last place. I saw the ATs doing like a note for tissue, and then I mean, I don't want to comment because that's real.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll just, Evan, you're a physical therapist and you saw a certain test being done. That's all I'll say. So.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even know if it's positive or negative. Like,
right.
I just saw it being done. So.
Exactly. And so we're not going to say what we think it is, or, I mean, we have no idea. Yeah. No big deal. We just see with our own eyes.
But going back to the INT, did you see that happen on TV, or were you in there? Had you left yet?
Yeah, I was gone. I left at halftime because my back was starting to seize up.
No judgment from me.
Getting old sucks, guys.
But
we're up to 5 viewers, by the way.
Oh, that's 5 more than I thought we'd get.
Amen to that, brother. 5 more than you probably deserve at this point.
Well, hey, chime in. Do you guys think that was an INT or not? I think just objectively trying to take off the blue tinted goggles, he was juggling. That was like it should have been an INT from the performance standpoint, but he juggled. He did not maintain possession per the letter of the law or whatever you want to say. It's a good call. It's a heartbreaking call for Nevada. I wouldn't want that call against the Broncos, but per the definition, that was one of the few actually good calls, because I think that officiating crew was pretty horrendous for both sides. I mean, they really screwed it up for the Broncos and for Nevada. They were missing holding calls all over the place. It just was not good. They were very inconsistent in whether they were going to let them play or call a penalty. So it's if you're going to go one way or the other, at least be consistent with it, and they were not.
Yeah, it was rough. The PI call, first off, the announcers were, that's a phantom PI call. That was not a phantom PI call. He had penalty.
Yeah. He wrapped him up. Now that one I was like, oh, that they're really maybe they didn't get a good camera angle on that one, but seeing it so Josh says it looked like it moved from the replay. We got lucky so many times. Yeah, that again, that was a comedy of errors in this.
Well, and that's what I'll say is you can be lucky and it be an interception at the same time. That's where we live in these days. Referees, camera angles, that's an interception, but it also isn't. So
this is a game where it's definitely better to be lucky than be good in this game. What a weird game. They had at least 2 former Bronco coaches, Choate and Kane Ione. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think Nevada had the emotional advantage coming into this game. They are not bowl eligible. They have nothing to lose, and they really want to punch us in the teeth on our home turf.
Yes.
So, I felt emotional advantage, the Wolfpack. People are saying, oh, go ahead.
My wife asked about, what's going on. I said, well, I think one side sees this as a rivalry, and that's Nevada, obviously. And the other side sees this as what should be a blowout. And I think we saw what happens when that occurs. I mean, Nevada came out. They just played their best game. We just caught their best right hook right to the chin.
Oh, yeah.
And we won. It wasn't pretty. And
sometimes it's better to be lucky.
Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and say that, I feel better about this team going into next week. But, I bet Miami would have taken a little luck.
Yeah. Oh, actually, so right as we were hopping on to do this, I was watching the Holy War, Utah versus BY Poo. Do you have a score update on that?
Yep. That's why if you see me looking up, that's why I'm watching. It's 21-10. Utes. Let's go, Utes.
We're getting almost all the help that we needed. I think we might fall to 15 after this game.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think we fall?
I don't think we fall. I think that enough chaos happened in front of us that
you rather maintain.
We maintain. I don't think we move up.
No,
but I think we maintain. No. I don't think we fall.
That is a good point. If number 9 BY Poo falls, then Clint thinks we might move a spot or two, but not falling.
I'm learning as we go. Watch this. Boom. Clint.
Oh, hey, look at that.
I act like I know what I'm doing as a streamer. The crazy thing is Evan gets to see me do this kind of crap all the time before it goes. And I just get excited when I actually know what I'm doing.
So I love this because like I'm the least tech savvy millennial I know. I got a job where I can work with my hands for a reason. I'm like, oh no, I have to do computer now. Oh, yes. Oh God, no.
Well, Clint, my boy, Clint. I still owe you a pack of cards, and I just remembered, and I'm so sorry. So I'm gonna give it to you. I'll tell you about that some other time, Evan. There was the United States Postal Service, but that's probably an easy out. So I'll just not. Clint, I agree. Not falling. Don't know if I agree with moving up a spot or two. I hope.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If you watch the podcast, which you should, we didn't expect us to be at 12. So
no. I thought we'd be 17 or 19, I think.
CFP. If we win out, we're making the CFP. That's all I know. Army's not catching up. Not going to happen. So just win, baby.
Yeah, no, like the rankings don't necessarily matter because of those 5 auto bids as long as we're ahead of Army. I really thought that they were going to get down by North Texas today. I was like, I was pretty busy with honestly, this was the only football game I watched today. I was helping my dad with yard work. And so I just checking in on the score when I can. I'm like, man, come on, North Texas. Like, come on.
That's right.
They were so close. You almost had it.
Right. So they got Notre Dame coming up.
Yeah.
I don't see them beating Notre Dame. So
it does feel a little weird rooting against a service academy this hard because I mean outside of Air Force, I'm like, okay, you can go 0-12 with all your chop blocks. But like Army and Navy, I respect.
Well, I hate to break it, but they all do chop blocks too. They all run basically the same stuff. We just see Air Force a lot more.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, here we go. We got to give Joshua.
Oh,
I warmed my little pea-picking heart right there.
We just thought it'd be fun to do this, maybe capitalize on some Bronco fan angst.
We're up to 6 viewers. That's 6 more than I expected. And Joshua and Clint are still in here, and I can't thank them enough.
So Clint thinks that enough chaos happened in front of us where it'll shuffle enough we might get a spot or two. And honestly, that could. Like, it's hard to picture us after this performance cracking the top 10.
Yeah.
That's hard. Like, actually, we don't want to get too far into it because we're gonna do this on the podcast tomorrow. But like, we can like go offense, defense, special teams a little bit, and just like rapid reactions if you want.
I mean, to anyone watching, just know this is us just figuring this out. You're just seeing the most playing live you're gonna ever see. We're just working through it here, so we just want your reactions. We're still doing a podcast tomorrow, and we don't want
to. Michael's saying the quiet part out loud.
We got Michael. Let's talk about special teams. Let's not.
I'm sorry. We just because like in the pre-recording, it's like whenever we get together, it's like, okay, what do we want to talk about? Like how we want to do this, all that good stuff. It's like special teams. We're all just like, ugh.
That in the secondary. It's like, oh man. Which one of y'all want to be the negative Nancy this week? It ain't usually me.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
No, but Michael, we got lucky. Holy cow. Special teams almost just cost us our second game. If you look at it that way, I mean,
I'm going to keep my language clean here, but kick the ball out of the end zone. Kick the ball out of the end. Kick the ball out of the end zone for my blood pressure, please.
all the way up. Just all the way up.
Yeah. You know what? Just let was Reeser doing it today?
So Reeser is the pooch kicker, and then Skivey is the guy who just punches it out. And yeah.
Oh no, Terrence Shive. That's his name. Yeah, Shive. Honestly, just see if he can from there just challenge him to get it between the uprights. That's what I
mean. We should just make an NIL. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting to get rid of the comments.
You're good.
We should just make an NIL collective for every kick, every touchback. They get like $25 because I'll start it. Screw it.
Oh, and sidebar real quick. Josh, to answer your question, Carter is a season ticket holder in the south end zone. He's not going to be able to join us tonight. We're going to see if Kevin can join us. Chase is unable. It's just Chris and I tonight so far, so sorry.
Well, I'll text Carter and see what he says. He might still be maybe he's one of the guys that has a parking pass and get out quickly. I'm not one of them. So 45 minutes drive home for me usually.
So when I was this is I maybe I should not say this, but when I was still living in Boise, I still had my dorm parking pass on my car, so I would just go park in the same parking lot where I used to live and walk to the stadium. I never once did I get a ticket. So it worked out really well.
There's a Boise State parking attendant that is backlogging tickets, and you're going to get them all in the freaking mail.
No, every single game I would drive it. Is the I lived in the those apartments on Boise Ave by the what's that gas station? That was at the on the other side. But I lived in there, and I would just go park there. Well, and I could just walk to my car, slip out, a little bit of traffic getting on to Capitol. But I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Parking down there is awful and has not improved in all the time I've been there. So I will say, as a media member, it's been nice. I get a little more access, but it's still not perfect by any means.
But to go back, Michael, to talk about special teams, that's rough. On the kicking side, I'll give them a little bit of credit, a little bit better coverage. There was that one return that got is the return where we also had that 15-yard penalty that Cage Casey drew to stack on top of it. It was like a perfect. Again, this game was filled with a comedy of errors. It was of course, they got a huge return on that.
Well, but I'll say me and Chase, who isn't able to come tonight either, we agreed. I don't hate the Cage Casey penalty.
Oh no.
Nevada needed a little smack in the
that's a good that's a good penalty. Absolutely. Yeah. You take that absolutely. It's just we wish that we didn't give up however many yards that was on the return. Was that a 30-yard return?
At least, yeah.
That was a little bit disgusting. Other than that, the contain was pretty good. Return teams, that was absolutely disgusting. Catch the ball, one, and then
here's Clint, my boy. Cage took one for the boys,
absolutely.
And you know what? I will bet you money he does not get punished for that.
No
practice, because I played offensive line. Sometimes you just gotta. You're the big dirty uglies for a reason, because sometimes you gotta do ugly things, and I agree, Clint.
So we've got scrolling through the comments here, Buckin. I guess this is it's a nice play on words. I'm not gonna get tongue tied and say the bad one.
I'm glad you took a break there, buddy.
I'm not gonna get us banned on YouTube. But is anyone going to defend Madsen? And this was his worst game. Yeah, I thought we might get a little bit of Madsen talk, so let's just jump into it because, his worst game as a starter, absolutely. But his coming off his best game as a starter, you don't go the backup immediately for one bad game. And he did enough to keep us in it. He nearly cost it. So you don't pull him after one bad one.
No. So here's what I'll say for Bronco fans. The grass isn't always greener.
Yeah.
Even if the grass has a really good throwing arm. Maddox Madsen gives us the best opportunity to win. And it isn't always pretty, and it isn't always perfect. But Maddox Madsen is the leader of this team, one of the main ones, and is a pretty darn good quarterback. And yes, he had a rough game. But
a redshirt sophomore in his first year starting had a rough game. This isn't senior year Brett Rippon having a rough game. This is his first year as a starter. He's played at mediocre, above average to pretty darn good. So far this season, he's had a nice rate of improvement throughout the year. This is a speed bump. You don't kick out a redshirt sophomore because he had a speed bump.
Ruin his confidence.
Yeah. How old is he now? Is he 20 years old?
I don't know. He's probably 21, but
2021, and he's full of confidence. It's actually Clint pointed out he never got rattled. You watch him rolling out, the kid keeps his confidence, he keeps his composure, even if the decision making isn't what you want it to be. At least he doesn't panic and make it worse because of that.
Yeah. No, I agree. And, Mad Dog does everything 100%. And that's running the ball. Can we talk about some of those runs where he put his head down and got the extra yards? I know it's not going to be fun and nobody wants to talk about it, but that's also it made a difference. You want to all just blame Mad Dog. I get that. And I don't blame you. And the people calling for Malachi, fine. You do your thing. It ain't going to happen.
They've been doing it all year long. And, I was one of the fans that as soon as we landed Malachi Nelson, I was like, okay, cool. We got QB1. That's great. And it did subvert expectations at training camp when Maddox was named the starter. But again, this fan base needs to not tear this kid apart for every little mistake. If he isn't perfect, we've got people calling for him to be benched. It's just the margin for error is the fans at least are giving him nothing. So it's just chill a little bit. And also, let's not forget that our wide receivers today had a rough day. They didn't really help him out a whole lot either.
Without other than Cam Camper, no, not much of anything. And some of that's on Mad Dog, but Prince Strawn, I bet you wish you. I think he expects to make that catch over the middle, and it's
there's a handful of balls in there where it's just man, that really should have been caught.
Yeah,
hit him in the hands.
Yeah.
There's a good few. Again, this is Maddox's worst game. If there's a few more completions, if his receivers do it, Matt Lauder is a perfect example of bailing out your QB. I think it was Matt Lauder because he caught a ball that was behind him, did a pirouette, and went and got 15 yards.
Right.
That was beautiful. That's adjusting. That's why he goes to Lauder so often. That guy's his security blanket.
Yes. Now, Evan,
Yes.
you're a Seattle Seahawks fan.
Oh no. Yeah, that was.
I want you to have Marshawn Lynch flashbacks right now, buddy, but
Yeah.
I think Clint pretty much nails it here. You give the bleeping ball to your All-American, All-Pro, and Marshawn's running back on the 2-yard line.
Yeah, don't think too hard. You've been able to get 1 or 2 yards literally all night when we bring in the big hefties or the Clydesdale, whatever. Like that has not been a problem. It's been like those 1st and 10s when they loaded the box against like our normal front. That's when they've been able to get some penetration. Like again, goal line set.
Yeah.
I nearly dropped a word there, but
I know.
run
no
the
one would
ball.
blame you because you're a Seahawks fan. And I was rooting against the Seahawks in that Super Bowl, and I remember laughing a ridiculous amount because,
that was, and we now know what would have happened if the Seahawks got a do-over on that one. Poor Colts.
Anthony Richardson. I got to tap out. I'm out.
They benched Richardson, right?
Yeah, he tapped out.
Joe
Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
I mean,
no. Well, the thing is, I'm not a Colts follower. Is it Richardson's fault, or is it, again, there's just a rookie or, second-year player rushed into it with not a lot of talent around him?
Clint, I'm not sure what the character limit is, but you're probably going to hit it with this comment here. From my non-Colt fan view, it's here it is. Yeah. He quit. So there you go.
Okay.
I mean, at least Mad Dog didn't tap out.
Yeah, Matt, there's no quitting that kid. Like, that's a kid who knows that he's a future accountant, and he's playing like it because there's he's not going to the NFL. So he's playing like there's no tomorrow, because you know what? There isn't. When he's done with college ball, there is no tomorrow.
Listen, no disrespect to accountants. I hope Mad Dog can at least coach a little bit or something.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. He honestly, for him, with his stature, to be able to play the way he plays and perform under that just to elevate his game to this level, despite his physical limitations, takes a lot of savvy, a lot of know-how, and a lot of composure and a lot of understanding of the game that hopefully he could then teach. He could be a great teacher.
I think so. I think he's got future coach written all over him. Viewing him a little bit from behind the scenes that not everybody sees. He is a leader. He is outspoken on this team for being real honest, a short little white guy. He's impressive in everything except height. So
and he will continue to. He's going to lead this team. I'm not a gambling man, but I bet he's the starting quarterback next year too.
Oh. Can of worms. That should get some comments. All right, let's go back to Clint, because Clint's freaking awesome. In my 37 years of existence, never seen a QB at any level want to come out because he's tired. Amen. Me either. That was bizarre.
Wait, did I miss something last week? Did Richardson pull himself out of a game?
So we get to reenact it live. So yes, Richardson and Clint, you can. I don't remember exactly. I believe it was on a big third down going into fourth down. Did the universal sign for I need a substitution, tap on the head.
Okay, so that's why you were doing that.
Yep. Tap on the head. That's for those that didn't play football. That means I need a substitution. And came out on, I believe, fourth down. Flacco had to come in, and it was late in the game, pretty big situation.
Yeah, you're going to lose your job for that.
Yeah, for a team that could have been in first place. So rough. Yeah, here we go. For that one.
That's going to cost you a job.
That one play was not good, I don't believe, if I remember right. I don't believe that they scored or won or anything good.
So to just to kind of go back to summarize and like end the discussion on Maddox. So Mr. Frogman, I know you're frustrated tonight with the way Maddox played, and you know what? You are absolutely justified. He had a bad game tonight, but he still did enough to win to help us win the game. Honestly, this game was won by Ashton Genty.
100%.
But he did enough to help and get us some key first downs with his legs. He kept the ball moving, made some bad mistakes, and we came out with a win. The wide receivers didn't really help him. He's going to start against San Jose State. I'm barring like a 5 interception game. He's going to start against Wyoming, and then he's going to start against Oregon State. And assuming we make the Mountain West title game, he's going to start the Mountain West title game. And then he's going to start the bowl
injury.
Game.
Yeah, he's barring injury, he's going to start. I don't know what to tell y'all about Malachi. He's the backup, and it's not close. It's not close at all. So y'all get to see me adjust my camera live.
No, you're good.
Fall off. I don't know.
But that going to the defense, this was kind of weirdly impressive and also awful. It's the duality of man. I had someone like comment and I retweeted it as like, we simultaneously looked really, really good and really terrible at the same time. It's like the duality of this defense.
Yeah.
To look really, really lethal at times and then look absolutely hapless on the next play. Like the angles, missed tackles, like, oh my goodness. But then the defensive line and the contain on a mobile quarterback and like, oh, that's great. Jaden Virgin Morgan is an absolute star. Like he is. He's our next. I don't want to call him the next Curtis Weaver, but like he is.
It's actually a really good comparison, I think.
Yeah. Honestly, I think. I was thinking Hassanein would be our next Curtis Weaver, just with like Weaver was more just a bull rush, pass rush kind of guy. He did a lot in the run game, wasn't as big in the passing game, whereas Hassanein will kind of go out into the flats a little bit, but very similar. Or no, sorry, Virgin Morgan will go out into the flats. Hassanein is kind of the same as Curtis Weaver, bit of a bull rush guy.
Yes, and I think Hassanein honestly has. Sorry, I was posting them on Twitter.
You're good. I was flip-flopping my names.
A future in the NFL as a defensive tackle, or a 3-4 defensive end, where he's gonna be more of a factor in the running rush defense. But Jaden Virgin Morgan he's athletic. Like he's big and he's a sophomore. What this guy's got NFL written all over him, in my opinion. True defensive end, could move to outside linebacker. I hope we keep him, if we're being real honest.
Yeah, I
hate this NIL.
Absolute stud. NIL is I don't know. It's definitely a motivating factor, but I think we have the right people in place. Like these kids are not going to necessarily get as much like as they would from like one of the bigger schools, and maybe we lose a player here and there to like one of those big NIL deals, and I can't necessarily blame them, but it just doesn't. I don't get the impression that it's going to be as big of a factor with the culture, and then just some of the results of the transfer portal. Now that it's been around long enough, you see the grass isn't always greener. Like, I don't really want. There's a player who transferred last year, and that person went from potentially all Mountain West to like buried on the depth chart. So grass isn't always greener, even though they got some NIL.
Right.
And I don't want to name names. If you can guess, then that's great. But it's again, would you rather play and would you rather be a star on your team and make some NIL money and potentially get to the next level, or make more NIL money but be buried on the depth chart?
It's a fickle beast, man.
It is. It really is. Like, it's I don't know. Like, and I think when you've got a coaching staff that is really good at actually creating a positive culture in the clubhouse and program inside and out, which, I mean, the vibes feel like they're finally right again.
Yeah.
So with Danielson in there,
yes,
it feels like the transfer. It's not as much of a threat as years past. Like, we will see transfers. Like, you're going to get guys who are buried on the depth chart who transfer out to try and get opportunities. You'll see one or two maybe bigger names transfer out, just like every single school. And then we're going to get people that come in from the portal as well. You'll see a little shuffle, but it's not going to be like the mass exodus that people are worried about with all the poaching.
Well, I think Cutter said it perfectly. Spencer Danielson is the right coach for the right time. Yeah. Spencer Danielson would not be a head coach back in the 90s or probably even the early 2000s. He is not tough enough, doesn't yell enough. I don't know what to say. He fits this era perfectly.
Yeah.
And, I tell –
and Jeff Choate does not.
Jeff Choate is a heck of a football coach. And I think that he would have done just fine at Boise State. But think about this. If Jeff Choate is the head coach, Ashton Jeanty is not at Boise State.
No.
Not a chance. So Spencer Danielson is the right coach at the right time, and we won by 7 points tonight, and we'll be just fine.
Yeah. I think so. Going back to the defense, I think that weird game for the secondary, because at times, again, they looked good and they were able to stay with the receivers and make really good tackles, really good plays. And Michael, no, I did not see that handshake. Oh, Chris, you're lagging a little bit.
Oh, it was rough. I didn't see it. Yeah, the handshake after the game. It was basically, yeah, you're alive. All right.
Really?
It was very
that dude
disrespectful. He's a class act. Let's put it that way, man.
He is the saltiest turd. Like, that is my clean way of describing him. Just a salty turd. So, like, yeah. Again, glad we didn't hire him. Glad we didn't hire Sean Lewis either. We got the right guy. I'm okay. Sorry, we keep getting sidetracked. Going back to the defense. Defensive line, I felt like played a good game. Linebackers played a good game. Secondary was, again, Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
And Mr. Hyde came out a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't great. The
return of 3rd and long.
I know. Yeah. Turn your head as a defensive back if the ball it's like that.
If you see the receiver go like.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that was. I'm gonna screenshot that particular look. An interesting facial expression.
Do I need a new background then?
No, you're fine.
Is my background not ridiculous enough?
No, you're good. He's still salty. He's very salty. He is soy sauce salty.
Ooh.
Yeah, not good. But yes, the defensive backs, some good, some real bad. And Tubner possibly being gone for a bit is not great.
Yeah, what here? I'm gonna check and see if there's any. At this point, the post-game presser should have happened. I wonder if there's been any updates.
No, there won't be any update. Danielson won't comment on any injuries post-game.
Not post-game, even if it's like season-ending?
No, unless his leg is pointed the wrong direction, he won't say anything. But I agree with Clint here. It changed when Tubes went down. Yes. Tubner gets a lot of flack for some tough pass coverage, but he is the unquestioned leader of this defense. He has the green dot on the back of his head for a reason. Helmet. They don't tattoo it on. He has the green dot for a reason because he is trusted and knows this defense. And
I would say
it's going to be rough.
Yeah, Alexander Tubner is an elite inside linebacker who, for some reason, plays safety.
He's an elite outside linebacker. I agree. Not inside.
Did I say inside?
Yeah, he's outside linebacker. He will make a heck of a special teams player in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, barring injury, Yeah. I hope it's not season ending. Would like to see that's not how you want to see a 6th-year senior end their career when they've gone from walk-on to one of the captains of this team. I wonder, is he not on the Burlsworth watch list?
I believe he is, yeah.
Yeah. So it's that's not how you want to see it end. But
we won't
speculate.
Yeah.
So I guess now, is there anything else from this game that you want to rapid react to, or do you want to set our sights on the Spartans?
Well, not much else I really want to say about this game. It's a win.
Yeah.
Every team has an off.
Can I just say, and I know I keep interrupting you, but this is actually really nice. It's like a post-game therapy session after a really tough game. It's I feel so much lighter. I feel better.
Oh, I thought we could help.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep well tonight. So, anyone else shed tears on college game day? I could not watch. This is the only college. Was it about Ben? I did hear about Ben.
It's about Ben, and so it was particularly tough because we had to put my wife. It started out as my wife's dog. It's my dog as well. We had to put him down earlier this week. So yeah, I was a big crying baby. So Miss Ben, it was adorable. Miss Floyd, that's our dog, Miss Floyd. But yeah, that was rough, and I dared to even start the their video about Ben with my wife in the room, and was immediately shut down because she cannot cry anymore. So it's rough. Yeah, we did. Yeah, multiple. Yeah. See, Clint, real men cry. Real men cry. It happens.
Yeah.
I actually lost this game. I'm about to cry because Boise State's basketball just lost to San Francisco.
Oh no!
Yeah, 82-71. And Deggy had 25 points, so he did his part. But I was a little concerned that might happen after the hot start against Oakland.
Hey, San Francisco's a good team.
They are a good team. I don't think at the end of the season that will be viewed as a bad loss.
No, it's kind of like those early tournament losses last season, where it ended up. It's the weirdest thing to say, a quality loss, but
yeah,
it's a good measuring stick, and it helps you kind of get into the tournament. So,
well, and obviously this is a post-game football broadcast, but basketball is a lot different early on in the season because you truly have to find your role on the floor. And it sometimes takes some rough games to figure out that role, especially Leon Rice. he in the first game against Oakland played a lot of bench players. Clearly, is trying to get a feel and a mix, and it doesn't. I mean, I really, truly am just seeing the box score. I didn't watch any of it or know anything really about it, but it doesn't look like that mix worked out real well tonight.
Did I ever tell you that I got to meet Leon Rice in the dorms? Did I tell that story?
You have, yes.
Okay. Because I was like, I am a Leon Rice fan. Long story short, he came my freshman year. He came stumping in the dorms. I met him. He was really, really cool. There's a little more to that story, but he was really like a cool, genuine person, and been a fan ever since. And then watching him build the program has been really fun.
I just did my first interview with him last week, and he was very nice and shook my hand. And I've had some interactions with him before, but that was the most close. He was very nice. So,
which also, can I just pat you on the back a little bit? You were getting so good at those interviews,
bro. I read somewhere that public speaking is the number one fear, and second is death, and I understand that more and more every single day. And it's super ironic that I get really nervous to talk to a bunch of 19, 20, 21-year-old kids. Let's just be honest, they're kids.
Yeah,
and I'm a grown bleeping man, and so I appreciate that. I do hope people understand that when I go it's because I'm not trained in this.
Yeah, none of us are. None of us.
I was a correctional officer 6 years ago or something. I mean, you're just lucky I'm not swearing up a storm during so
very good self-control.
I've heard everything you could possibly throw at me. So I appreciate that. But
no one is good at public speaking. Well, I mean, some people are good at public speaking, but like most people don't enjoy it, and so it's just something that, like, I don't know, practice. Like you've really come into your own in your interviews, and then like you get everything gets flowing, and it's like it's fun to watch.
So. It's the player interviews are super fun once I get past that little nervous part. Sorry,
I like to tune in during my lunch breaks. I'm like, oh, look at that, a new one.
Evan's watching me while he eats lunch. That's cute.
Yeah.
I interviewed Hall Schmidt early in the season, so I hope y'all watch that. And then I saw Hall Schmidt last week at the grilled cheese place. If you don't know what I'm referencing, please go watch our podcast. And he did say he remembered me, so that was a nice moment.
Quite memorable then.
That is a very large, scary man that remembers me in a good way. So
yeah. Now, before I want to like set our sights on San Jose, but before we do that, well, one, how many people do we still have here?
I think our highest has been 12, and we're at 7.
Hey, I'm shocked we made it double digits. Yeah.
And then Joshua, I love you, buddy, but I'm Chris.
And then just a heads up to the people who are still with us. There's a good amount, like just what Chris and I were talking about. You might hear a little repeat tomorrow on the podcast, but you're going to get like Chase's take, you're going to get Carter's take, so it's going to be just a lot more. That added, I don't know, spice to it. So that'll still make it fun and worth tuning in.
Yeah, Carter did text me. He asked how long we're going to be on, so he didn't say no. I don't know how longer I plan on being on. I'm freaking tired.
Yeah, that's why I'm setting our sights on San Jose, just to talk about that briefly, and then I figured that would be a good little good night to everyone watching us.
So y'all don't see behind the scenes.
Yeah. Oh, Josh, you're in Florida. Oh, no kidding. It is late. What are you doing up?
Seriously,
my goodness.
Josh. And you went to the Hawaii game, Josh? Good Lord.
Ooh.
That's a long
dedication. Flight. Yeah, that. Actually, you know what? I think it'd be fun real quick.
Okay.
Well, we start setting our sights on San Jose State, type in like what state you guys are watching from.
Yeah, let's see it.
Indiana. Oh my goodness, we're going cross country here. Yes. So we have Eastern and Central time zones. I'm wondering. Between you and me, that's all the time zones. But I'm just curious what we got. Okay, San Jose State. A weirdly good, weirdly bad team. That's the best way I can put it. They are chippy. For whatever reason, they always play us close. It's always a bit of a game where you just got to clench a little bit and get through it. I don't think they had the same emotional edge that Nevada had tonight. I do think we come out looking a little bit better tonight or against them than we did tonight. Yeah. And I think, I certainly expect the mistakes that we saw tonight to be cleaned up. There's one thing that this coaching staff has really done that sets itself apart is when they see mistakes, there's a rate of improvement. It might not be perfect the next game, but it's better. They're able to clean things up in a somewhat timely manner. So I expect a lot more clean grammar. I expect a better game.
That's what we're going with, buddy. I don't know. Not in your brain.
And it's always weird whenever we play San Jose State because that was the exact colors mascot that my high school used. It's like playing my high school team. And they're like, oh, it's weird.
Did you play football?
No, I played baseball.
Attaboy.
It was a big mistake.
I disagree. I played football and had several concussions from it.
No, I love baseball. And I totally I could have played collegiate. I could have played pro. I just had a real lack of talent.
I was the same way with everything. So now I agree with Clinton here. Genty's going to feast next week. I think so. Yeah. After several nice ice baths. I hate feet. I would go and rub Genty's feet if it helps.
I'm wondering about his health a bit. I'm wondering how his body's feeling. And then Dirk Cutter, I know they're loading the box, all that stuff. So he came out and said a couple weeks ago he's like, yeah, I know we're always having to run it on the inside because that's what the defense is giving us. But okay, you saw at the very end of the game, they were able to flip it and get it out to the outside. It's where was that all game? Can you just give me one or two every so often instead of doing the same thing over and over and over again?
I don't buy it. I don't buy into the whole outside run thing. I 100% believe, and I talked to Carter about this off the podcast and everything. I think that is what Genty prefers. I think he likes the inside run. And that way he can start here and bounce either way. That's his strength. So that's my take on it, at least. I know people are saying, outside run. What makes Genty special is turning an inside run into an outside run for 80 yards.
Yeah.
So why limit it?
Ooh, you're making a lot of sense right now, and I hate it.
I do what I can, buddy.
I do. The only thing I'll be stubborn on is at least give us a wrinkle or two, like Dylan Riley on an end around or something. Mix it up a few different ways.
Yeah, they kept motioning Cam Bates for an end around.
Bates, yeah.
Every time, give him the ball. He's good. Cam Bates is freaking good.
Yeah. It feels he's underutilized, and I keep flipping Dylan Riley and Cam Bates in my head. What?
Sorry, go ahead. You got real dark there for a second. I'm not sure what happened.
Oh, I leaned back is what happened. I promise you, this room is well lit.
It looks like Spencer Danielson is trying to kick you in the ear. So.
Anyway, so early rapid reaction score prediction. I expect a nice 48 to. I'll give them credit. I think it's going to be 48-32.
Yeah.
Boise State takes that game. It's going to be a weird, almost kind of barn burner kind of game, and
I
Bronco
think-
Nation will be angsty again.
Yeah, I think it's. I think they will make it that 32 will be closer to 17 until the mid fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Their quarterback is a transfer from Washington. He's got talent. Am I wrong? That's right.
I don't know. I haven't had much any
Sure.
time to actually research San Jose.
I'm pretty confident on that. You can all please drop a comment, tell me how dumb I am, but I'm pretty sure he's a University of Washington transfer. He's got talent. He's a good quarterback.
Normally I try and research our opponent during like 5 minutes before we record.
Okay. No, I'll do all that tomorrow morning. Oh, we got Bronco Nation updates on here. That's pretty big time, actually.
Big
Bronco Nation updates. Thank you for joining.
Big time, just content creator. That's the word. My goodness, it is. Well, it's not as late for me as it is for you guys, but it's still late for me.
I'm tired.
Yeah. All right. So should we wrap it up then?
Well, now that we got Bronco B and you on here, let's stick around for another 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? We're at 11 viewers. Lucky 11. Kellen Moore.
You know what? I got an idea. Right here.
That's scary.
Yeah. Well, no. Let's just do a Q&A. Like, type in any questions that you want us to discuss and give our solidly okay takes on.
Yeah. Anything.
Yeah. I can wait.
Me too. Sure.
Yeah. Throw it in the comments section. We will get Clint. I know. Either is it going to be Josh or is it going to be Clint first?
Clint texted me and asked me what was in this cup, and I am not going to tell anybody.
I see.
It's my little secret.
My goodness!
I'll still go to church in the morning.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, so we don't need to go there. Hey, yeah,
no.
See, that gets me.
We didn't get a question, but we got a couple laughy faces. I will take that.
I just aim to please. I don't question laughy faces. All pays the same. All right, here we go.
Deuce's performance was
national media wise, I don't think it'll hurt.
What do you think? The East Coasters who go to bed and don't even watch the game and only look at a stat line because they're just lazy? What?
That's all true. He had over 200 yards rushing.
Three tuds, 200, and then how many receiving?
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't have the box score up. This is all just flying off the seat of my pants here.
Yeah.
I don't think it's him at all. I think they will take the angle that he basically won this game by himself, and
he kind of did.
So no, I don't think it hurts.
Weirdly enough, I think like there's gonna be so many people who harp on that fumble, and it's like the dude is human. That's what's got me kind of like a little worried. They're just gonna harp on that fumble and use it against him because like no one wants to see a group of 5 kid win the Heisman.
I don't think that I don't go quite into that. I think he'll be just am I wrong? Is that his first fumble of the season?
Well, so there's the one against Hawaii that got called back. Then it's what? There was one in there that I swear we recovered. This is his first fumble loss, but I'd have to check the tape.
No, I don't think it hurts him. I think they take the angle that he saved us. He was our savior. So, but that's a good question. Cam Ward took the big hit this in the Heisman run with that fumble that didn't. I mean, they lost the game in many ways, but that didn't help.
So now it's going to be down to Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter, and then oh my goodness, I'm brain farting. Dylan Gabriel.
I would say Dylan Gabriel might be the favorite at this point.
No.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good. No. Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't know. I can't disagree or agree. I don't like it, but it's the fact.
To use like baseball terms, like, okay, they're in baseball, there's a stat called like WAR. If you are at it's 0 to 5. If you're at a 3, you're like at replacement level. If you're at 4, you're above average, and 5 is your elite players. Ashton Genty and Travis Hunter are your 5 WAR players, and Dylan Gabriel's like he's like a 4. Or maybe a 3.8, or he's like a little bit above replacement level, where he's really not screwing up, and that's great. That's great.
I disagree a little bit. I think he does help the team. He's better than his backup.
He's a downgrade from Bo Nix.
No, I would take Dylan Gabriel over Bo Nix.
Okay. Comments. That's a comment. Bo Nix or Dylan Gabriel?
I like Dylan Gabriel more than Bo Nix personally, and I'm sure a lot of people disagree. But
I mean, both of them were like 12th year seniors. I mean, so they better be good.
Yeah. But
okay, so to answer the question, what do you think? Does this help, hurt, or do nothing to his Heisman chances?
Certainly doesn't hurt. I think it helps.
Okay. I'm more on the side of it does nothing. Because they had this great performance, which actually Bronco Nation Updates put in the stat line. 34 carries, 200 got up on the screen. 12 yards receiving. Great stat line. I think they're going to use the fumble against him. I think it, for whatever reason, that group of 5 bias, I think it doesn't push the needle, but it doesn't hurt. It keeps them in the conversation. Which is that I'm just a little pessimistic there, but you know what? I blame the gray skies out here. We are in what we call the long dark out here in Washington State, where we get about 5 hours of it looking like it's 10 in the morning, and then immediate darkness. So that's.
I used to love it when I was younger. I hate it now.
Okay, so tight ends better than the wide receivers, and then we're going to combine these two questions. Are the tight ends playing better than the wide receivers right now? That's how I take that question. And then will the tight ends be more involved next week? Right now, this game, the tight ends absolutely playing better than the wide receivers. Like Louder going and adapting to like a ball that was thrown behind him, does a little pirouette and still gets however many yards. He gets first down. Yeah, absolutely. He's helping out Maddox Madsen. The wide receivers are not. I'd like to see Matt Wagner get more involved, so tight ends more involved next week. I've got no idea, but I would like to see Matt Wagner more. Chris, what's your take on that?
I don't know how the tight ends even do get more involved. I mean, we are using the tight ends so much more this season.
Maybe more in the passing game. I think we use them every single down in the run game. I think we're talking about the passing game.
I understand, but I mean, if you compare, Louder had a good season last year, but they are using them so much. I guess my angle is.
Sidebar. Did any of you guys hear that? I just cracked my neck, and I wonder if that went in the mic.
No, I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay, that was impressive. Okay, go ahead.
I guess my take is the tight ends are doing all they can. You can only use a tight end so much. You need the wide receivers to step up. Prince Strachan has got to make that catch over the middle. They've got to help out Maddox a little bit more. And, I'm not saying Maddox is perfect. Maddox had a rough game. But he needs a little help from anybody other than Cam Camper.
Yeah, right.
So let's go here to can I call her Sister Hill? I don't know.
How will BY Poo performance affect us? Well, actually, do we have a score update on that?
They're currently down 21-13, and they're lucky. Well, they're lucky it's only that. It feels like it should be a lot more.
It feels weird that hoping Mike Prater will be happy tonight.
That BYU loses. Yeah, I mean if BYU somehow pulls this out, they'll stay. They're fine. I mean, this is the Holy War. They'll say it's a rivalry. They caught kind of like Boise State. They caught Utah's best punch, and they'll be fine. If they lose, then all the way back.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that
16, 17.
Yeah, 16. I think probably more. What the heck is that? My cat? Oh, anyways, I think maybe more like around the 15 mark. I don't see them like falling like a free fall for their first loss on the year. Granted, it'd be to what would go to a 5-4 team, but I don't know. Either way, go Utes.
Go Utes. Just like Bronco BNU says, go Utes. Amen.
Go Utes. And yes, Sister Ann Louder is a absolute beast.
Oh, he is too. But you commented on this, and this will be my last little take of the night because I'm getting tired. Matt Wagner is going to be as good, if not better, than Matt Louder.
Ooh.
I'm telling you right now. Matt Wagner is bigger. I've stood next to both. Matt Wagner is bigger than Matt Louder. And I'm not saying just height. I'm saying shoulders, muscles. He's just bigger.
I like that take.
He's going to be better. I love Matt Wagner. There is a reason that I pick some of these guys to interview because I think that while they might not be the starter or the star right now, I think they're going to be later. Kind of why I picked Jake Ripp too. I think Jake Ripp is going to be really good.
Oh yeah.
So
him and Chase Martin. I like that.
I haven't seen as much from Chase Martin this year.
He was on special teams.
Special teams, yes.
Yeah.
I was really high on Chase Martin as well, and I haven't seen as much. I'm sure he will prove me wrong next week and have 5 sacks and 2 interceptions. So,
all right. How about this? Before we say good night, we'll do if any of you guys have any more questions, and it can be honestly, take this as an AMA. Ask me anything. We'll do one more question, and then we'll call it a night. So we'll give it a couple minutes here. And then
Clint says Wagner's the next EFA. I love that because I loved EFA. I thought EFA, kind of like Bates, was underutilized. EFA was a heck of a player, local guy from Capital. Played a little baseball against him, if I remember right. He was a stud and a lot better than me. But and then I just have to put it out there. I'm not wrong. So literally anytime, I'm going to screenshot this and show my wife that someone says I'm not wrong. So
there you go.
That's
all right. Well, doesn't look like doesn't look like we're getting any last questions. So I think I'm going to talk nice and slow.
No, so I will drop this. Carter to text me back. He is tired from the game, which I don't blame him. Yeah. But he wants to do this next week, and I think that's a good plan. Let's try and do this next week after State beats the living hell out. Beats the crap out of San Jose. We've had up to like 12 viewers. You guys that are watching, we really appreciate it. This has actually been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know this has been a little therapy session for Evan over there.
Oh, yeah, big time.
You know what, Evan? I'll give you some respect here. You did not have your mid-first quarter freak out tweet, which you have a lot. Yeah. And I have typed out several replies and then deleted them because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to let him have his moment.
Yeah, but I do tend to be like, oh, it's over. It's over.
That's an exact quote from many of your tweets.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And only one F-bomb online. I did pretty good today.
Oh, I didn't know it was online. I don't usually draw. I'm pretty good about no F-bombs online.
Yeah. I was like, it was with the Dirk Cutter. It was at like Dirk where the bleep was this all game for when they did the pitch to Genty and he got like however many yards and really broke open the game. I was like, okay, you could have done that maybe once or twice more.
Yeah. Here's Seth. Were you a ball boy back in the day? No.
Nope.
I'd like to know where that question came from.
Were they reviewing it on TV?
So that's actually a good question because no. And it came out of nowhere. I mean, you could even – so –
Or were they reviewing what on TV?
The INT, I believe, is what they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
And it literally came out of nowhere. Maddox Masson was sitting on the bench, like helmet off, and they announced that it was not an interception. He came running back on, and sure enough, you run the ball on the 2-yard line.
Yeah. And Seth, no, great question. Don't worry about it being random. That's a good. I was just wondering if there was anything behind that. It's like, oh, do we look like a ball boy that you once knew?
No, never been a ball boy.
No.
Did some refereeing for an Optimus football game. That was awful. Don't do that ever.
I did a little baseball coaching when I was in high school. I was playing, and then I was also coaching Little League, and so that's the closest I guess I could have been. So that was actually pretty fun.
Yeah. Sister Hill has one final thing to say. Mad Dog needs to get down quicker. That is the stinking truth.
Yeah.
He took that hit right on his throwing arm, and I went, ugh. So, yeah. Every media outlet needs to get in depth about the season of Benefield. Biggest disappointment since Casey Klein.
I wouldn't say that just yet. Great freshman season. This season, he's making. It's not even necessarily mental mistakes because he's flying around the field and he's in the area, but the execution for he's missing a lot of tackles. And I'm wondering, like, it's not just him either. It's like, how are they teaching the defensive backs to tackle? Is he executing what they're teaching him?
So that's actually a really interesting take because I've tried. So just so y'all see a behind the scenes take from it. So every time there's player media availability, I have to submit names of players I want to talk to. Ty Benefield is always on the top of my list for that exact reason. I don't think he's having a bad season. I think he's playing the best he can with the other counterpart. A safety has to have another safety. And I think Benefield actually cleans up a lot of mistakes by other players. And I'm not naming names, but certain number 4, and I don't mean the one on offense, is having a rough season, in my opinion.
Yeah, Ty Benefield is as close. Well, if he can clean up some of the tackling, he's as close to our like Earl Thomas. Yeah. And I'll throw that name out there because he does fly around the field. Like he has all the potential in the world, but like I think he's being like Chris. I agree 100% because I think he's being asked a lot more than what is reasonable.
Yep, I agree. I think Benefield would be having a more statistically outstanding season if he had more help back there.
Yeah.
Utah almost just had a big play. All right. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Clint says he's more concerned about Zion Washington. Yeah, this was Zion's worst game. Zion had a rough game. I love Zion Washington.
That pursuit on this, I don't know if it's a screen pass or like a quick hitter to the flat. That pursuit, though. Oh,
it was bad. It was tough. He had a bad game, but I think that so we are going way longer than expected.
Yeah.
So
we said we would end about 15 minutes ago.
So if Kugler is out, let's just start with next week. Zion Washington will have the green dot. So a lot more pressure is going to be put on him. And I think that he will step up and have a good game. I love Zion Washington. I think he is one of the most physically talented players on the defense. And he was my defensive MVP when we did our midseason awards. So, I mean.
Yeah, I certainly hope that anything that needs to be cleaned up can get cleaned up within the week they have.
Yeah.
So sorry I showed up late. Guess I'll ask BJ.
Can always run to BJ, I guess.
No. I love it.
We really appreciate the question. I just don't entirely agree. I think Ty Benefield is playing the best that he can.
If we really want to look ahead, it'll be very interesting to see. Like, we're gonna lose some super seniors. It'll be really interesting to see what the next generation of Broncos looks like and how schematically things might change. So,
well, yes, I agree. Schematically, I think they'll stay pretty
similar. Yeah,
pretty similar. But I will drop a little news. I have an interview set up tomorrow with Josiah Alinas, a safety commit out of California. He took his visit today for the Nevada game, and I will be interviewing him tomorrow, and we'll talk about that on the podcast, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I'm out there trying to talk to these guys, just so y'all know. I'm excited to talk to Josiah. He was very excited about the interview, and I am as well. So,
well, say hi for me.
I will. I'll say loves you. I don't right now.
We have gone off the rails,
dude. If BJ ever sees this, a lot of respect, my man. This is exhausting to try and do live because, at least in the podcast, like I can turn my camera off and just go. We're
man.
14 viewers. How can we stop now? We are. This is
it's 10 o'clock Pacific. I'll do. If you got one or two more.
They always say leave them wanting more, right?
Okay.
So
should we end then?
We're gonna end. I appreciate everybody checking in. We went for an hour and 17 minutes. We didn't even know if we were getting any viewers. We went live, and it was just a recording before this. So
we were fumbling a little bit.
So just know we appreciate everyone coming on. We're going to try. I can't guarantee it, but we're going to try and go live next week too, and talk about San Jose game. And but I thank everybody for coming on and commenting, and go Broncos.
Yeah, and seriously, thank you guys so much. This was a lot more fun, a lot less nerve-wracking than I thought it would be. Sometimes I get a little like, even when we're recording the podcast, I'm just like, ooh, I got to talk on camera. Oh boy, here we go. But like, this was actually really fun. I called it a therapy session, and it very much was.
BNU says we did well, and I appreciate that. BNU, Bronco Nation updates. I don't.
Well, thank you, and seriously, thank you all 14 of you who decided to tune in and listen to us complain and commiserate or whatever we did, or bloviate. And
go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm missing out.
I was just gonna say, everybody have a good, safe night. If you have partaken in anything, just get an Uber home and go Broncos. See you guys next week.
Go Broncos.